story and Tinkerbell Enlarged once again. And I'm so excited. Well, I'm easily excited. I love life. I love the people around me. I love the people who give me a hug and say, "You're Tinkerbell." And I say, "Yes." And then the little kid stands up, looks at me and looks up at me and thinks, "She's too tall to be Tinkerbell." So then we have to talk. And then I explain to him about Tinkerbell. Then it's just so wonderful. And Mark Davis, the designer, the great artist, the ladies' man of Disney's art group, he's the one who did it. He's the one who designed Tinkerbell. And then, of course, he cast me in the role. It was wonderful, and I'll just go along for the ride. But what is happening is you're seeing about celebrating the 70th year of Disneyland. Do you have any idea how Disneyland turned the world upside down when it came to going and having fun, to learning something, I remember the other shows that they have. There was always a Ferris wheel, and there was always a merry-go-round, and there was hot dogs, and it was fun. Don't misunderstand. But it wasn't like, I can't believe that this is happening. I will tell you about a friend of mine who told people how to take their grandkids and or if they would, their kids, to Disneyland. He says, first of all, you don't take them before they're 6 years old. And at 4.5 to 5, you start telling them about the wonderful things about Disneyland. And at 5 years old, you start telling them about, how this is happening and how there's a ship sitting right there. And you get this child just having, they could see pictures of it and so on. And when they're 6, he takes them, his grandkids, he takes them to Disneyland. And they're looking around at everything. And he said the last time that they went walking, and of course, his grandson knew some of the things because he talked about it. The phone rang. Yeah, phone rang. And he took it and he says, yes, he's here. Yes, you want to talk to him? Oh, I'll give him a message. Oh, will you tell him that there's a birthday present for him at the fire department? Can you imagine how that kid felt? And he says, well, thank you very much. He said, would you like to go now or would you like to go later? I want to go now. And off to the fire department. And sure enough, there was a present for him that he got, just a little one. I don't remember what it was, but it didn't cause any problems, The kid was beside himself. And then they stood to see the Adventure Cavern or whatever it's called. They're standing in line, and he's telling his grandson, he said, now, they went looking and looking and looking, and they found this place. It's sort of a secret, and they were so surprised to find these caves that were here. And he told me later, he said, this man came up behind them with his son, I believe, and said, well, let's see what $300,000 is going to buy us. So instead of the joy of going to Disneyland, it sort of fizzled out for that little boy. And, well, to get back, so the 70th anniversary, I will tell you quickly, it was Tinkerbell that said hello to everybody, that welcomed everybody, because when it opened up, the board of directors of Disney Studios thought it was not going to work because it was in a place called Anaheim. Who would go to Anaheim? By the way, Anaheim means our home in German. So anyway, they asked that Roy told Walt Disney that they don't want to use Mickey or Minnie or any of those in case it fails. So he told them, he said, tell them I'm going to use Tinkerbell and Jiminy Cricket. And we were the two ones that opened up everything. I have signed more pennants, you know, the pointy ones that they put on top of the castle with my name that were week after week after week, and then it started to build what they wanted. So I'm hoping that I'm invited to come to the opening, I think I will be, of the anniversary, of the 70th anniversary. Now, I wanted to tell you that story because it's different than you will hear. I was there when the whole thing happened. Later on, I was doing something else for them, and I heard this story from top people. But you go back and you look, you will find it was Tinkerbell. And so I want to be there again with you. All right? So, happy 70th anniversary, and we'll see you later. And Tinkerbell and I are sending pixie dust.